In the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. As Muhammad, peace be upon him, narrated, if any man travels on a road in search of knowledge, Almighty Allah will cause him to travel on one of the roads of paradise. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Tariq Sud. Thank you very much for watching my videos and your wonderful support to make this channel a grand success. We are a family, a partner. Please subscribe and share our channel if you haven't done so far. We as a team can work together to convert challenges into opportunities and opportunities into success stories. These success stories can be monetized into value addition. Thank you very much for your precious time. Today I'm going to discuss lecture number 15, oil and gas productions, exploration, production, upstream, midstream, and refining, petrochemical, differentiated performance enabling profit optimization process. Okay. Before my lecture, I used to read a Quranic verse. Qala Rabbi Shrahli Sadri wa Yassarli Amri Wahlal Uqdatam min lisani Yafqahu Qawli Allahumma Rabbi Zidni Ilma. O my Lord, open my chest and ease my task for me and loose a knot from my tongue that they may understand my saying. Allahumma Rabbi Zidni Ilma. O Allah, advance me in my knowledge and true understanding. Okay, oil and gas production. These are the series of lecture which I'm still discussing. So my plan to deliver 300 lectures probably. So next couple of years. So introductions, facilities and process, reservoir and wellhead, upstream facilities, midstream facilities, refining facilities, petrochemicals, utility, unconventional and conventional, resources and environment effects. Shaping the clean and sustainable global energy delivery. Plan to deliver more than 300 lectures next couple of years, probably. Okay, oil and gas productions, upstream oil and gas process. So lecture number 15. From my next slide, I'm going to give a key takeaway points from lecture number 15. Okay. Key takeaway points, lecture number 15, facilities process onshore offshore, gas treatment compressions, scrubbers, reboilers and anti-surge performance. Okay, gas treatment and compressions. So just before I will explain, we'll show you the components here. This is my gas inlet cooler. This is the suction scrubber and this is the compressor. And this line is anti-surge lines which recycle the flow. Okay, a typical stage is shown on right hand side if you can see here. So the incoming gas is first cooled in a heat exchanger. It then passes through the scrubbers to remove liquid and gas into the compressors. The anti-surge loop, then orange line, if you have seen here. So demonstrate the anti-surge valve UV0, 21, 23 allow the gas to recirculate. So the further components I'm going to explain from my next slide. Okay, heat exchangers. First, we are going to discuss. For the compressor to operate efficiently, a gas temperature should be low. If you have remember in my earlier slide, we have discussed the feed coming from the reservoir temperature remain if 80 degree, 100 degrees Celsius, then you need to have the cooler to cool down for the compression purposes. Otherwise, your compressor will not perform as you proposed. Lower the temperature, the less energy will be used to compress the gas for the given final pressures and temperatures. However, both gas from the separator and compressed gas are relatively high. When gas is compressed, it must remain in the thermodynamic balance, which means that the gas pressure times the volume over the temperatures must remain constant. PV is equal to nKT. This ends up as a temperature increased. Okay, furthermore, as we discussed earlier, Heat exchanger of various forms are used to cool the gas. Plate heat exchangers, as shown in my earlier slide, consist of number of plates where the gas and cooling media pass between alternating plates in opposite directions. Okay, so the tube and shell exchanged over here, if you can see, are placed tubes inside the shell filled with cooled fluid. The cooling fluids is often pure water with corrosion inhibitor. When designing the process, it is important to plan the thermal energy balance. Heat should be conserved, for example, by using the cooling of fluid from the gas train to reheat oil in the oil train. Excess heat is dispersed, for example, by seawater cooling. However, hot seawater is extremely corrosive, so material with high resistance to corrosion, such as titanium, must be used. Okay, from my next slide, we are going to discuss a scrubber. Okay, the separated gas may contain mist and other liquid droplets, drops of water, and hydrocarbons also form when the gas is cooled in the heat exchangers and must be removed before it reaches the compressor. If liquid droplets enter the compressor, they may erode the fast rotating blades. A scrubber is designed to remove small fractions of liquid from the gas. There are various types of the gas drying equipment available, but the most common we are using is a scrubber based on the dehydration by absorption in triethylene glycol. The scrubber consists of many levels of glycol layers. A large number of gas traps force gas to bubble up through each glycol layers as it flows from the bottom to top of each section. Processed glycol is pumped in the top from the holding tank. It flows from the level to level and gets the gas flow as it spills over the edge of the trap. Okay, during this process, it absorbs liquid from the gas and comes out as a rich glycol at the bottom. The holding tanks also function as a heat exchanger for liquid to and from the reboiler. The glycol is recycled by removing the absorbing liquid. This is done in reboiler, which is filled with rich glycol and heated to boil out the liquid at the temperatures of 130 to 1 degree Celsius for a numbers of hours. Usually, there is a distillation column on the gas when to further improve separation of glycol and other hydrocarbons. For higher capacity, there are often a two reboiler used, which alternate between the heating rich glycol and draining recycled parts of the glycol. On a standalone unit, the heat is supplied from the burner that use the recovered vaporized hydrocarbons. In other design, heating will be combination of hot cooling substance from other parts of the process and electric heater and recycle the hydrocarbon liquid to the third stage, a separator. This is how, depending on how the process is designed, it's varying up place to place or varying at different facilities. Okay. Okay, compressors are used in many parts of the oil and gas process, from upstream productions to gas plants, pipeline, LNG, and petrochemical plants. Several types of compressors are used for gas compressions, each with a different characteristic, such as operating power, speed, pressure, and volume. Okay, so today we're going to discuss reciprocating compressors, axial blade compressor, screw compressor, and centrifugal compressor. Okay, reciprocating compressor, which use a piston and cylinder design with 2 by 2 cylinders, are built up to about 30 megawatt power, around 500 to 800 rpm, lower for higher power with a pressure up to 5 megapascals or 500 bar, used for lower capacity gas compressions and high reservoir pressure gas injection. Okay. From next slide, we are going to discuss a screw type of compressor. Okay, screw type of compressors are manufactured up to several megawatts. Synchronous speed are 3000 to 3600 rpm and pressure up to about 2.5 megapascal or 25 bar G. Two container rotating screws with matching profiles provide a positive displacement and a wide operating range. Typical use is natural gas gathering or vapor tank blowers, etc. Okay, axle blade and types. Axle blade compressor. So axle blade and fin type compressor with up to 15 wheels provide high volume at relative low pressure differential, discharge pressure 3 to 5 times inlet pressure, a speed up to 5,000 to 8,000 rpm, and inlet flows up to 200,000 meters per hour. These applications are used air compressors and cooling compressors in LNG plants, large oil and gas installation, etc. Okay, from the next slide we are going to discuss a centrifugal. Okay, centrifugal compressor with 3 to 10 radial wheels, 6,000 to 20,000 rpm, highest for a small size up to 80 megawatt, load at discharge pressure of up to 50 bar and inlet volumes of up to 500,000 meter cube per hour, pressure differential up to 10 bar. Most compressors will not cover the full pressure range efficiently. The lowest pressure is atmospheric for a gas to pipeline. Some 3 to 5 megapascal, 30 to 50 bar pressures is used, while reservoir injection of gas will typically require 20 megapascal or 200 bar and upwards. Since there is no liquid in the tubing and the full reservoir pressures must be overcome, therefore the compression is divided into several stages to improve maintenance and availability. Also, due to single unit of power limitations, compression is often divided in several parallel trains. This is not the case in this example since gases are not exported and re-injections can be interrupted during maintenance periods. Compressors are driven by gas turbines or electrical motors for lower power, and also reciprocating engines, steam turbines are sometimes used if thermal is not. Okay, often several stages in the same trains are driven by the same motor or turbine. The main operating parameters of the compressors, the flow and the pressure differentials. The product define the total loading, so that there is a ceiling set by the maximum design power. Furthermore, there is a maximum differential of pressure, max PD, and choke flow, max Q. The maximum flow that can be achieved at lower flow. There is a minimum pressure differentials and flow before the compressors will surge if there is not enough gas to operate. If variation in flow are expected or differential between common shaft compressors occurs, the situation will be handled with recirculations. A high flow, high pressure differential surge control valve will open to let gas from the discharge side back into the suction side. Since this gas is heated, it will also pass through the heat exchanger and scrubber so as not becoming overheated by circulations. Okay, from next slide we will discuss a surge system. Okay, now we're going to discuss surge performance. So this graph is representing see the pressure differentials PD versus upflow. Okay, so this is my surge line, this is my trip line, and then this is the control line. This is the operating area. Okay, the operating characteristics are defined as by the manufacturer. So if you can see here, the blue lines are marks are constant speed lines. The maximum operating limits are set by the orange lines as you can see here. Okay, the surge domain is area to the left of the red surge curve. Objective compressor performance control is to keep the operating point close to the optimal set point without violating the constant by means of control output such as the speed setting. However, gas turbine speed control response is relatively slow and even electric motor are not fast enough. Since the surge response must be in the 100 millisecond range, anti-surge control will protect the compressor from going into the surge by operating the surge control valves. The basic strategy is to use distance between the operating point and surge line to control the valves with a slow response time starting at the surge control lines. Crossing the surge trip line you can see here will cause a fast response opening of the surge valve to protect the compressor. Operation with the recirculation wastes energy, which could result in unnecessary emissions and produced wear and tear, particularly on the surge valve. Each vendor supplies several variants of compressor control and anti-surge control to optimize performance based on various corrective and predictive algorithms. Okay, few strategies. Okay, what is the purpose of set point adjustment? If rapid variation in the load cause surge valve action, the set point will be moved to increase the surge margin. Then there is another term we use, the equal margin. The set point is adjusted to allow equal margin to surge between the several compressors if you have parallel or multiple compressors model. Okay, model-based controls outside the compressors itself. The main parameter for the surge margin is the total volume from the surge valves to the compressor suction inlet and the response time for the surge valve flow. A model predict control could predict a surge condition and react faster to real situation while preventing unnecessary recirculation. Since compressor requires maintenance and are potentially expensive to replace, so the several other system are normally, so we also use the different type of the other management system. Okay, first is a load management system to balance a loading among several compressors in a train and between the trains. The compressor control system offered includes a algorithm for load shedding and loading. Compressors are normally purged with inert gas such as nitrogen during a longer period of time or longer shutdown, for example. Therefore, the startup and shutdown sequence which normally includes a procedure to introduce a removal of the purged gas. Second is the vibrations. Vibration is a good indicator for power in the compressor, and accelerometers are mounted on the various part of the equipment to be logged and analyzed by a vibration monitoring systems. Number 3, speed governing. If the compressor in the turbine driven are dedicated speed governors, handles the fuel valves and other control on the turbine to maintain efficiency and control rotation speeds. For electrical motor, this function is handled by a variable speed drive motors. Thank you very much. This was my last slide. So we will conclude today's presentation and then we will give you what we have planned to deliver next lecture. Okay, conclusion. Today we have discussed first gas treatment compressions, heat exchangers, scrubber boilers, compressor and anti-surge system. So our next plan to discuss oil and gas storage, metering and export. Okay. These are few references. Qatar Petroleum, Doha Qatar Oil and Gas Development Corporation Limited, Pakistan, World Energy Outlook, US Department of Energy, Schlumberger, International Energy Agency, Wikipedia, Oklahoma, State Oil, Norsec, The Story of Oil in Pennsylvania, a liquid gas encyclopedia, natural gas from the wellhead to burner tip. Okay. Together, everyone achieve more. Please do not hesitate to send me your feedback, comments, t.masood.dear@path.edu. Thank you very much. Please stay at home, stay safe, inspired, and blessed.